Get up, you bitch, someone spoke angrily. A boy was sleeping on his bed without caring about this shitty world. A smile was plastered on his face as if he was dreaming about something good. I said get up, someone yelled again with a fit of fury. What the fuck is wrong? That boy said, waking up. That person who was yelling earlier held that boy's hair in a grip and made him sit on the bed. How dare you talk like this to me? That someone said while pulling her hair harshly. Mom, I'm sorry, that boy said, feeling pain as his hairs were being pulled harshly. I'm not your fucking mom. Get up and get ready for your school, that someone said. She slapped that boy angrily and went out of the room. 𝐸, I hate her. She always does this, that boy said. Someone's paw. Hi guys, I'm Park Jimin. I'm a teen boy. I'm 17 years old. My mom died in an accident a year ago. After that, my dad married another woman who is known as my stepmom. My dad, he was so good with me, but this woman made him blind. This woman made him against me. She said I was the one who pushed mom from stairs.
Why would I do such thing with my own mother? My father, being blind in her love, didn't believe me. Instead, she believed her.
From that time I'm bearing this torture. She made me cook. She made me clean all house. I hate her. I hate her so much. Didn't you got ready till now? His stepmother yelled again. I should get ready, otherwise she will slap me again. He got up and went to get ready for his school. End of Jimin's POV. Time skips. In his school, he was walking when someone approached him. Hey Jim, his friend whose name is Subin said. Hey, how are you, Subin? Jimin said. I'm good. Why do you have a handprint on your face? Subin asked. It's nothing. Let's go to the class, Jimin said. She did that again? Subin asked. But it's okay, she's my mom. She has rights, Jimin said. Stop, Jimin. It's wrong. She can't do this. Tell your dad, Subin said. He hates me as well, Jimin said. But Jimin cut him off. I don't want to argue, Benny. Let's go to our class, Jimin said. Fine, let's go, Subin said. They both went to their classroom. In the classroom, they sat beside each other, and just then the teacher came. Good morning, class, teacher said. Good morning, miss. Everyone spoke together. The teacher started to teach them, and Jimin was lost in his own thoughts. Jimin, teacher called him. He didn't listen, but Subin shook him. He got up and said, Why yes, miss, Jimin said. Where are you lost, kid? Teacher asked. I'm sorry, miss, Jimin said while looking down. It's alright, kid. Sit down and focus, the teacher said. Thank you, miss, Jimin said as he sat on her seat. Meanwhile, on the other side, a mafia was sitting in the living room with a bunch of guards in front of him. How did he escape? He yelled. No one answered because of being scared. He took out his gun and shot one of the guards. If you won't speak, all of you will be in the same state, that mafia spoke angrily. Boss, we don't know, one of the guards spoke while trembling. That mafia cursed under his breath and said, I want him in the evening or else I'll kill you all. Now go, that mafia said. Everyone bowed and left from there.
Who's he? He's Yoongi, Min Yoongi, and he is the Mafia King.
Having a deadly temper, he killed many people but never killed any innocent. He always helps others.
About his parents, so his parents died some years ago and since then he is living alone. His father was also a Mafia King, that's why he became Mafia King after him.
He is 25 years old and except for Mafia's work, he has his own corporation. He's a CEO as well. Right now his biggest enemy escaped, that's why he was angry. End of introduction. Meanwhile on Jimin's side, Jimin was coming back from his school when he accidentally bumped into someone. That someone had coffee in his hand which split on Jimin making him burnt. Jimin yelled from the pain. Hey, are you okay? I'm sorry, that someone said. I'm all okay, Jimin said. He looked at that guy and went from there. Boss, what's wrong? One of his guards asked. Nothing, Yoongi said. Yes, it was none other than Yoongi. I want all the information about this boy, Yoongi said to his guard. He then went to his home. Next morning, Yoongi was sitting right in front of Mr. and Mrs. Park, who were terribly scared. What do you want? Mrs. Park said, stuttering. Your son. I want him, Yoongi said. Why do you need that shit? Mr. Park asked. Don't you dare to call him this, Yoongi yelled. Mr. and Mrs. Park flinched from the shout and said, We are as sorry, Mrs. Park said. I want to marry your son, Yoongi said. But he's only 17, Mr. Park said. I don't care, Yoongi said. You have time till tomorrow. I want him, he added. He got up and went from there, Yoongi's paw. When I met that boy, I didn't know why, but I felt like protecting him. I felt like he was sad about something. I wanna coax him. I'll get him and make him happy. I promise myself. End of Yoongi's paw. What should we do, honey? Mrs. Park said. He'll get married to him, Mr. Park said. Soon Jimin came back from his school and his parents directly stopped him in the living room. What's wrong? Jimin asked. I want you to marry someone, Mr. Park said. His bag fell from his hand and he said, Marry? I'm too young for marriage, Jimin said. We do not care about you, kid, Mrs. Park said as she slapped him. Jimin rushed upstairs. He came to his room crying. I hate them, Jimin said while crying. He cried for some time, but soon he calmed down. I guess I should get married. Mom and Dad, they will never love me, Jimin said. I daily bear torture. It's better to get married. Maybe he'll take care of me, Jimin said. Keeping his mind positive, he decided to get married. Time skips. Right now Jimin was walking down the aisle. Yes, it's his marriage day. Today he is getting married to Yoongi. And he doesn't even know with whom he is getting married. Jimin's POV. I was walking down the aisle. I don't know if I'm happy or sad. I'm more happy nor sad. I don't even know. I raised my head while walking down the aisle just to see that man who's standing on the floor. I have met him before. He is that boy whose coffee fell on me. Honestly, he looks like a nice guy to me, but who knows if he is good or not. End of Jimin's POV. He reached the stage and Yoongi held his hand and made him stand on the stage. They got married and priest said, "You may kiss your groom now," priest said. Yoongi went to him and Jimin closed his eyes. Yoongi thought Jimin won't be comfortable, so he kissed his forehead. Jimin opened his eyes and smiled, seeing his gentleness. Time skips after marriage. Right now, Jimin and Yoongi was in their room. "I'm sorry," Yoongi said. "Huh? Why?" Jimin asked. "I ruined your teenage by getting married to you," Yoongi said. "No, you didn't. You saved me. You saved me from those cruel people," Jimin said. "Cruel people?" Yoongi asked. "My mom and dad, they never loved me," Jimin said. Jimin stated his whole life story. Yoongi hugged him and said, "You can cry," Yoongi said while patting his back.
Jimin burst into tears. No one ever did this to him. After sometimes Yoongi made Jimin calm. "Jimin, I promise you that I'll never hurt you. I won't stop your school. I won't stop you from anything. Will you accept me as your husband?" Yoongi asked.
"I already did, Yoongi. I have never seen such a gentleman like you," Jimin said. "I love you, Yoongi. I accepted you," he added. "I love you too," Yoongi said. As Yoongi said, he won't stop Jimin and he won't hurt Jimin. He never did that. He loved Jimin and made him feel more for him. They lived happily ever. The end.